August 16th, year 10, 9:56 p.m. Entry 75, Sexualize. Okay. I think smoking may have made my state of mind slightly worse. Today was a long day. I dressed smoothly, got my hair cut, rushed to an interview, and hopefully aced it. I picked out some new socks, undies/boxers, and clothes, got my leg injury checked on, which was tendinitis, by the way, and looked up the price of a car battery in the store before returning home. I wanted to hang with Greg today, but he canceled because he was tired, which was disappointing but no big deal. The biggest deal was that after I smoked, or maybe before, I don't quite remember now, things became a little worse. I yearn for love, and admire Greg greatly, and, oddly enough, I sexualize every relationship I have via my curiosity. I have to stop and think to myself, in the middle of a movie, believe me, is that what I'm doing? Bracket. I think I was watching a movie, I don't remember though. I don't even remember this entry, to be honest, end bracket. I have a heterosexual male friend, and I want to sleep with him. This could be a reoccurring theme, and I wonder how long ago it developed or when this pattern first began. I won't mention specific names, but all the close male friends I have had, Brian, Max, George, Josh, Christian, Ben, Steven, Robert, Z, Eddie, bracket. So much for not mentioning any names, end bracket. I have either been with or wanted to be with, physically. I have been friends with girls and been friends with guys. When I was younger in life, I desired girls for emotional relationships. I was curious about males, but not overtly drawn to them. That curiosity may have stemmed from fooling around with Jess when I was younger, pre 5 years old. Perhaps I also had childish feelings for him and loved him. I got along with his sister, but Jess was the sexually curious and adventurous one. Interesting to note is that I have always fooled around with guys since a young age, possibly due to certain scorpion influences, and so it has become something I strongly prefer, that bond with my close male companions. But also, perhaps Jesse was a dick, bracket, a jerk, when he was younger, end bracket, and so I seek someone who has his good traits, what I loved him for, but not his bad traits. What does this have to do with Greg, you ask? I sexualize all of my male friendships. Can this be changed? Do I want to sexualize all of my male friendships? Or is that emotional bond more important? I panic at the thought of, bracket, indefinite limited connection, platonic friendships with my closest male companions. It just isn't what my experiences have raised me to expect, and it severely dulls my interest in the connection, since I measure its value by its multidimensional potential, end bracket. And then I remember I smoked earlier, bracket. I have less of a logical, analytical filter when I smoke, for some strange reason, end bracket. And then I think that it shouldn't be important because the emotional chemistry and things that we can do together are much more important. I've warred with this very thought, but the question is sex that important? It was damn important to Ben. It was something I've been consistently curious about since a young age. Is it important? How do I feel? I feel that I should be able to keep non-sexual friends and that if I can't have sex with them, it shouldn't be the end of the world. I guess, deep down, I view sex as a way of getting to know more about a person, hence why it trends towards boring and meaningless with someone who's just a one-night stand type. But who do I want to get to know? What types of people, and after that, how do these people appeal to me? I like people that are mysterious, intellectual, compassionate and affectionate, adventurous and curious, competent, and with a zest for life and perhaps even a social curiosity to discuss theory with me. But all this has to be wrapped in a fairly decent physical package. Does this not sound like a difficult fit? Will I be able to get that, or is that me? Bracket, I think I meant, was the question, am I looking for a clone of myself? Because many of those traits I feel also describe me. End bracket. Am I looking for someone who is just like me, so we can go on adventures or enjoy the same things I do? Or am I looking for someone to complement me? Bracket. Compliment, written here, does not mean flatter. It means to match well with, or to have differing traits that, despite their oppositions, seem to support and enhance each other. End bracket. Someone who has skills where I do not, who knows things I may not, who can do things I can't, and vice versa, so we can be mutual assets to one another? Perhaps my attraction to people is for these reasons. Max is highly social, Ben was insightful and compassionate, bracket with spiritual touches, end bracket. Josh is focused, competent, and has strong will. Greg is an adventurous and aloof intellectual. The adventurous part reminds me of when I was a kid and didn't really like exploring forests by myself, but did it with Jess and other kids when I was young. Victor was perhaps a little too much like me, which may be why we didn't work out so well, or was Ben a little too like me, which is why we didn't work out so well. I like people that complement my life, it seems, implying I am more likely to fall in love with them and complement them efficiently. Perhaps so it's a lot like living vicariously through another being, so one can learn faster, or more in less time. What kind of compliments could be out there? And when I do find that love that meets my standards, how long will that even last? Perhaps I shouldn't look so hard because the things in my life now are what give me pleasure. Everything in the future is just a plan in the future. If I don't have it in this moment, it is of no consequence until I get it, or it is within my power to attain. Yeah, so I'm high. Yeah. As for my straight friend, his friendship is more important than his body, to me. So stay friends with him because he's worth it. But this also means that you've romantically got to move on. He said he's straight. He will stay in your life as long as he will. Lighten your heart and look elsewhere. There are plenty of people out there, and you've got the best of both worlds. You're bisexual. You've got twice as many options as most people. If your guy friends want to have sex and you find them attractive, then sure, have sex. But if they don't, then don't sweat it. It's just sex. Though the rest of the world may often try to make it seem like it's more than that. Don't be afraid of getting close to females again. Remember, you've got plenty of good options in both girls and guys. Take a look in this wide, wide world. Who knows if a girl may have the emotional interest or personality traits that you are looking for. You may even find numerous new traits you didn't know you were looking for. Keep on trying. Things come to those who wait, but things fly to those who live. Exploring all the world has to offer is more significant than any one person. Never let yourself be held down to stagnant circumstances. Raise other people up with you, but if you cannot, then leave them after doing your best. You are wise, intelligent, and quite strong. You can experience much. Hi, crash, want food, and by deed, if not lesson. I was taught that sex was handed out like water to the males closest to you, and so I want to, at times. Can I unlearn this? No, but I don't want to. Can I learn to want to give it to females more so? Definitely, I just need more exposure. Feelings are very interesting things. Beliefs cultivated since childhood can be changed in a cognizant mind. Cognitive override, I believe. Funny how I've considered the concept naturally before even learning the term existed. Bracket. Oh yeah, I had been considering the concept of cognitive override before I learned that it had a name in college. I was proud of myself when I came to that realization, but things in psychology I find can sometimes be common sense for a highly intelligent, analytical mind. Oh wait, that's not common sense then. End bracket. End entry.